Hello and welcome to Chanakya. Today we are going to talk about the recent crash of share price to the Adani group. You must have seen many views and analysis on this topic. Today, let's drill a little deep into the track record of Hindenburg research firm. Before we get any further, a quick introduction on what Hindenburg does and most importantly, to benefit our viewers who are not familiar with the stock market, we will shed some light on what is short selling. Founded by Nate Anderson, Hindenburg Research specializes in forensic financial research. It's a short selling organization. It does fundamental analysis to aid in investment decision making from uncovering hard to find information through atypical sources. Now, this is very important. They do not go by typical sources. So, we assume their sources are not available anywhere but to them. Now let's understand what is short selling. It's nothing but a trading technique of borrowing shares of a particular stock or other asset that the investor believes will decrease in value. The investor then sells these borrowed shares to buyers who are willing to pay the market price. Before the borrowed shares must be returned, the trader is betting that the price will continue to decline and they can purchase the shares at a lower cost. Let's try to understand this with an example. If the stock of company A is selling at 100 rupees, the trader borrows them and sells the shares at the market price. Now this sale is due to be delivered in future when the investor believes the share price will fall. And as per his calculation or prediction, if the stock price of company A falls to 40 rupees, our investor will buy the share at 40 rupees, which he had sold earlier at 100 rupees in the market, and pocket the difference as his profit. Now let's match the portfolio of Hindenburg with that of short selling and its report about Gautam Adani's group. Hindenburg, as we saw earlier, is a research firm that aids in investment decision making to its clients on the basis of their research from their atypical sources. Now, should we say it is wrong? No, it is very much legal and permissible. However, their reports on financial irregularities need not be actual accounting irregularities. It can be or should be seen as whistleblowers to help its investors. Let's look at an example firm which got hit by Hindenburg Research in 2019. The story is about Bloom Energy. We're not going to get into the detailed allegations against Bloom Energy. However, let's look into this important point where the report says that we believe that Bloom Energy, once touted as the prospective holy grail of clean energy, is instead likely to wind up in the history books alongside failed companies like Theranos or Solyndra. Now, this is the exact prediction released in September 2019 when the share price of Bloom Energy was around $4. And after the report, it just fell by $1 further. The current stock price of Bloom Energy stands at $24.13 US and doesn't seem to be in the history book as per Hindenburg reports. The inference here is a short seller's research article need not and has not decided the fate of companies across the world. Before we conclude, we also want to highlight the reason as to why Adani challenging the firm at US or India will not be fruitful. First, if Hindenburg is challenged in a US court, the impact of the issue will be in a foreign land, in this case India, that's not going to be favorable to the Adani group. And if he challenges them in India, very sad to say, but the truth is our defamation laws are not very strong. This is not stated by us, but by leading Supreme Court advocate and ex-Solicitor General Mr. Harish Salve in one of his interviews to a popular news channel. We conclude this video with a striking similarity of Bloom Energy and Adani Group, which is the founder and CEO of Bloom Energy, Mr. K.R. Sridhar, an Indian origin businessman from the Silicon Valley, and the Adani Group chairman, Mr. Gautam Adani, who's India's, even Asia's best businessman until a few weeks back. The Indian connect here is very striking. We leave it to the viewers to look further into the issue, to frame their opinions based on the information shared here. Let's wait and watch if history repeats to prove Hindenburg wrong. Thank you, and stay tuned to Chanakya English for further updates on national trends.